so Ash, we are in the presence of probably one of the most passionate people right here in Colonial, Williamsburg. She is the supervisor of the Peyton Randolph House. Welcome to the show, Janice Kennedy. How are you doing, young lady?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, we are so happy to have you here. Tell us and tell the viewers about what they will see, because there's a reason why you're the most passionate person when it comes to these tours here.
Well, my reason is I was born here, so I'm home. I've always been home. My family has always been here. We've traced them back to the early 1700s, late 1600s.
Wow.
And so this is not just a story, this is my story.
Wow.
And my story is mixed in with the gentry, the middling story, the lower class, the Native Americans. Everybody that was here was part of my story.
Right, and what's the exact name of the tour?
It's called Freedom's Paradox.
Freedom's Paradox, okay.
When someone is going on a Freedom's Paradox tour, what can they expect to learn?
They can expect to learn the truth. It's going to be some uncomfortable moments, some comfortable moments. It's going to be some things that evoke thoughts, make you look at what you've known about yourself, your foundation, your history, and make you kind of wonder about it. Make you think again, that critical thinking. So you get to hear not just one perspective, but everybody's perspective, because there are many cultures of people here.
Right.
Wow, so with it being, the holidays and Christmas, can you give us an idea of what, enslaved Blacks experienced during the holidays?
Well, enslaved means what? You're someone's property, chattel property, movable property, and money. But these people are working, and so they make things happen. So they're like caterers before the party, during the party, and after the party. So when you come to the Williamsburg during the holidays in the 18th century, the capital city, there's lots of entertainment, family reunions, baptisms, christenings, all marriages. Jefferson and Washington both got married this time of year. Wow. And so that means they're bringing their enslaved with them. They're hiring out people in addition for parties that they're going to have here. There are balls here. So all types of festivities. And that means more work, and more work for the enslaved. But it also is a time where enslaved folks are thinking about freedom. Whose freedom? Where freedom is, how to take freedom, how to just have time to look from right, left, or have an expression on your face that doesn't threaten someone else, or be able to live in your fullness.
And that's interesting too, because I know that during these times there were also free Blacks, and then there were those that were enslaved. So you made a point about there were the ones that were free, and then there were the ones that were looking for freedom.
Well, you got to look at the complexities of using the term free, because if you're a free Black, you have to have papers that show that you're on the register. So how free are you when someone knows where you are, who you are, and how many you are? And you have to get your freedom papers renewed. What happens if you lose those papers or can't renew them? If you're enslaved, you have a pass. So there are just as many laws in the books for free Blacks as there are for the enslaved, and they don't really want the free Blacks and enslaved to even interact with each other.
So it's more like free quotes.
Exactly.
Something you said when you were giving us a tour earlier, and you also mentioned it here, was that people used the enslaved to pay their taxes. Can you give a little bit of insight to that? Because that was shocking to me.
Well, folks tend to look at the houses and the carriages and the fine fancy dresses and the rare breed horses and the land and think, oh, these people are really, really wealthy. And those things do indicate wealth. But you have none of that, or I'll say a small majority might have had that. But most people didn't get that until they had that human property. And when you're human property, they own you from the cradle to the grave and beyond. They own you when you're in vitro, in the womb, okay? You're someone's property and your value. They own your organs when you're gone, and they sell them. And that's something that took place up until 1965, an hour away from here in Richmond, Virginia. And it still happens today. But if you're enslaved, a person can mortgage you. Jefferson did that. They can put you in a lottery. Washington did that. They can pay their taxes with you, give you away as a wedding present, Christmas present, gamble with you, breed you by force of choice, put you in a will as inheritance. So that's money.
Wow, well, just a small bit of what the real history is right here in Virginia in the 757, and you guys gotta come. How can people come get more information about the tour?
Just come to Colonial Williamsburg, buy a ticket, and you're gonna be able to take any tour you want. We've got walking tours, we've got decoration tours, we have the Freedom's Paradox tour that talks about the complexities and the paradoxes of freedom and slavery walking hand in hand at the same time. You buy a ticket and you're on your way.
You got it, on your way.
And the tour takes place year-round.
Tour takes place every day.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Janice, for all this information. Now we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we are talking Colonial Williamsburg Christmas decor, and we're firing some muskets. We'll be right back with the coolest show in town.